Greetings, ladies and gentlefolk. Welcome to Badly Influenced Gaming. I'm Rob.
Woohoo!
Who are you? You
And
need
I
to tell
am
the people who
Dave,
you
I
are. Well done. Off to a
Dave,
good start this week.
I'm Dave. I am he.
Nice
I am
to-
him. I am that one.
Yeah, nice to
And we are
be
badly
here with you, Dave.
influenced, mother flippers.
Mother flippers, we're keeping it clean.
Mother
So
flipper.
then,
What the
what
flip
have
you
you
saying?
been up to? What have you been up to this week on the old gaming, then, Dave?
Still playing The Witcher 3, predictably, which is really good. I'm enjoying that. It's a lot of fun. Still rocking that. It's one of those games where you try and go somewhere and then it takes you about fucking 10 hours because on the way there, like, loads of shit happens and you end up, like, going to the other side of the map and, like, going into a cave and fighting some kind of crazy on-fire dogs or some shit like that. And you're like, how did this happen? I was just trying to go to the tavern to play a friendly game of Gwent.
Good God.
Do you know about Gwent?
Yes, I have heard about it. It's kind of one of the things that I
Yeah,
would
do you know
not
about
really...
Gwent?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I would not be interested in playing The Witcher 3. I think it would just put me right off. Well, I mean, it's like
You
League
don't
of
have
Legends,
to,
isn't it?
But it is
It's-
actually pretty fun. It's like a game within a game.
Yeah, sometimes
But it's
that
a game
works.
within a game. It's more like Hearthstone. It's like a kid. It's like a kid's version of Hearthstone or like Magic the Gathering. So you
that's what I was
basically
thinking.
collect cards like in the game, and then you use them to play NPCs like at this game of cards. It's like sort of like a strategy game. You got 3 levels. Like there's like a close combat, ranged combat, and siege combat. And your cards are like certain types of units, and you put them in, and they've all got like a score, which is like their attack, and you've got to outweigh the opponent, and then you win the round. And it looks quite simple, but it's one of those, the more you play it, the more levels you see to it, and you realise, oh, actually, I've spent fucking 2 hours playing a card game within a game. What am I
there
doing?
you go. That's the thing. That's what would like drive me away. I think I'd spend more time playing that than I would the game. But hey, never mind.
What have you been playing, man?
Well, I think I would like to leave it till Sunday, but all I will say is the Super Sunday show coming out this week is the complete
Super Sunday!
the complete opposite to the first one. So, it was a nice, relaxing round of golf. And this is going to have guns and violence and swearing. So, yeah, check that out. I'll keep you hanging on that one. I haven't even told you what it is yet, Dave. So you wait and see.
My guess is Duke. Yeah, my guess is Duke Nukem. I'm probably wrong.
You are wrong,
Oh,
but that is a good one that I should play.
Well, I was just going to say, I got the Duke Nukem World Tour Special Edition recently for like a $5 when it was in one of the sales on the PS4. So I might actually, I might do that for one of my first ones when I actually get the internet. But it's really good. It's like the original game, but it's all redone, and you can play it in different modes. You can rewind time, so if you fuck up, you can like rewind to before you fucked up, like in a racing game.
Oh God!
And you can also. Yeah, and they've also made like about 10 new levels. Like the original designers came on and they've made these like world tour levels. There's one in Amsterdam. I think there's one in London. So it only came out last year, I think. So it's like a weird reversion of it.
Oh,
but yeah, maybe.
Yeah. They made like the pseudo 3D of those games back then, like Doom, actually 3D, didn't they? So yeah, it looks quite cool. So. Yeah.
It's good, man. Yeah. Well, maybe one time we'll have to crack on it together and do a joint Let's Play or so. You can show the ladies and gentlemen what we can do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll have to buy it, but, either that or we can be like old folks and play in the same room together.
Well, or we could use the PS4 share play feature, which I've never used before.
I was going to say, you
that?
mentioned that last week, but I take it you don't both have to have the game for that then?
No, that's right. So one of you can have the game and then invite the other person to play 2-player with you. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I can also share a 1-player game with you, and you could play it and I could watch, or I could play it and you could watch.
Oh, weird.
And I think you can... Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do that. So we might be able to do that with some of the stuff. We'll explore that a bit further once I got the internet. Newfangled invention.
Blasted internet. How many shows of this have we done now? 4, so that's a month that you've been waiting.
I've been waiting since December the 8th, my friend.
Oh, my goodness. That's horrendous.
I know. They said it would be January, and it's January the something or other. I won't reveal the exact date now, because I'm not sure when we're putting this out. But it's January the something or other, very near the end.
It will, yeah, it is basically almost not January now. It'll be February by the time this one comes out, I'm sure.
It's un-January.
Un-January, yeah.
I have a small piece of non-gaming related news. Well, it's sort of relevant, but me and Emma have been watching 6 Feet Under lately, the series, the HBO series, and you can buy the box sets for like £1.50 off the internet. So we ordered Series 5 and Series 4 and Series 5 off Music Magpie through Amazon. Okay. Series 4 came 2 weeks ago, absolutely fine. I got home an hour ago to find, another Music Magpie package. It must be Series 5. So I opened it. Let me recreate the moment for the ladies and gentlemen at home. Here's me, rustling. What's that? Open the envelope. Oh, it's a DVD. It's But I'm a Cheerleader. What the fuck is But I'm a Cheerleader? It's a film starring Natasha Lyonne, Clea Duvall, Kathy Moriarty, and RuPaul, the drag artist.
Yeah.
And it's described. It's described as terrific performances all round, very likeable, said the Sunday Times.
Jeez.
And as far as I can tell, it's a romantic comedy about a cheerleader sexual reorientation camp for gay people. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but what it is not is 6 Feet Under Series 5.
Well, so, maybe it would be worth a watch, but that sounds like something that would make me quite angry. It sounds horrible.
I want to send this shit back, but part of me is also tempted to give it away as a prize or something to our listeners. I think this time it's going back, but maybe in future we should do some stuff like this, do little giveaways and stuff like that. But I think this time it's going back, Music Magpie, you bastards.
Well, I've got a bit of a similar story, but I've been waiting for, it must be 2 weeks now. I wanted to buy a USB CD drive for my laptop, so I could put some music software on my computer and carry on recording and producing music, basically. But the bastard thing hasn't turned up. Now, okay, to be fair, it was only £7, so I'm not too worried. But the bastard won't get back to me on eBay, and I keep going on and on and on and on. I keep sending them loads of messages, and they won't get a hold of me. So they're going to be in trouble once eBay get a hold of them. I tell you, those bastards.
Oh man! While I remember, I've actually got a plug-in USB DVD writer. That I can lend you if you want. So if you get a refund, don't buy another one. I'll just loan you that. I don't need it. I had a different laptop before which didn't have a disk drive, and now I got one with a disk drive. So it's completely erroneous. So you can have it on a long-term loan if you want.
Fair enough.
Them eBay bastards.
You heard it here first, people. Dave's going to lend me his thing forever.
Fucking right. That's an exclusive.
So then, to the point of the show, the news.
The news.
I was just having a quick look, and I see there's a PlayStation Store sale going on again now, where there's a few games that have had a lot of money taken off. Now, this is all in dollars, so it's roughly equated to about the same in pounds now. So, I mean, this is obviously tailored to a bit of an American audience. It might change a little bit for the European one, I don't know. But I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it says Madden NFL 18 GOAT Super Bowl Edition is $18. Now, for EA games, the 18 season, obviously, that's quite cheap. NBA Live 18, the One Edition, is $7.49. NHL is £18. So if you like your sports games, which I kind of do, get in there for those. Need for Speed Payback.
Yeah, man.
Not too into Need for Speed. It's too arcadey. That's still $30, but I don't know what it really equates to in England. So yeah, there's quite a few things.
If that shit was 2-player. If that shit was 2-player Need for Speed, I would buy it. I want them to release a 2-player couch co-op racing game for a console. It is ridiculous that there isn't one. Like, my wife likes playing these types of games. I suck at them. She's better at them than I am, and we've been waiting for like years for something to play, like a racing game. And there is nothing. They all come out. They're like, 8-player online. It's like, we don't want to have to get another PS4 and another TV just to play fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really annoying because I'm not going to buy one until they do it. But also, do you know what the goat is? The goat.
No,
in that first one you announced.
I don't.
It's the greatest of all time.
Oh right, okay, cool. Well, I haven't played a Madden game since 1994, so hopefully it'll be a bit better by now. I might end up learning how to play American football. Yeah. So what else have we got?
I think the GOAT is Tom Brady, so it's probably a Tom Brady special edition. I guess he's probably on the cover.
Enough. I haven't looked, but I'm going to go upstairs later and have a look. Let's see. You got some fighting games on there. You got Blaze Blue Central Fiction. That's $30, but again, that's probably about 20 quid, 25 quid. Guilty Gear, 20. Samurai Showdown 5 Special is $9. So Samurai Showdown, for those of you who don't know, is a classic SNK game who were kind of arcade heroes back in the day and had an extortionately expensive home console. However, the home console was bang on what they put in the arcade. So, Sega would go on about like, oh, it's like bringing the arcade home. This was literally bringing the arcade home. So you want some arcade fighting? Samurai Showdown Special, $9. Go and get that. What else is there? Oh, boring stuff like The Sims 4 and stuff. So not really interested in that. However, I do have a PS3, and obviously this is on PS3 as well and Vita. So Dave, have you got a Vita?
Yeah, I did have one. I don't have it anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Well, PS3 FIFA 18 is $30 and $27 for PS Plus members. So maybe I'll go and have a look on the PS3 for FIFA 18. So
I've got the PS4 version, and it's what you expect. It's FIFA. It's new FIFA. It's good. It's fun, but it's FIFA. It's like I think they've talked about lately. EA may stop doing the yearly editions of their sports games, and they might just bring out one and then iterate upon it. Like just release like DLC. And
right.
So you pay like 25 quid, and you'll get all the new teams and players and the new engine or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think they're getting to a point now where the engine is pretty much done. It's like pretty much there, and so all they really need to do is add extra shit to it and update it. Really,
well, I mean,
so
that's
that'd be quite
basically
cool
what. Yeah, that's basically what the yearly games are, isn't it? It's just an updated roster and stuff like that. So
except you pay 50, 60 quid for it on launch, or you wait till if you wait a year. I did this for a while. I was 1 year out of date on purpose.
Oh.
So as soon as the new one came out, I would go and buy the previous year's one because you could get it for about 2 quid. So you could just keep playing it on the cheap as long as you didn't mind playing last year's season. With last year's players, you can keep going.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, here's something quite exciting, actually, apart from that lovely sale that we were just talking about, flogging PlayStation's wares for them. In addition to Final Fantasy XV's newly announced Royal Edition, just a way to get more money out of people, I suppose, don't really know what comes with it, probably DLC. And before the PC release in March, we have Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. So it's like
what's that?
Well, you know how they do like the super deformed characters, SD characters and stuff.
Oh yeah. They did that Final Fantasy game, didn't they? The whole game.
World of Final Fantasy or something was it called?
Yes, that was good. Yeah. I had that. Yeah, that was good.
So I think actually what it's saying here, it looks like it is the super deformed thing. Which really looks kind of cool, but from the sounds of it, it's actually a mobile adaptation. So it launches for iOS and Android next week on February the 9th. So unlike the original game, Pocket Edition sports a much cartoonier style. So there you go, that's what that says. The gameplay's been tweaked to suit mobile devices as well. So the adventure plays out an isometric viewpoint rather than following you on like it does on a PlayStation, which is hardly surprising. Let's be honest.
Do you know what they're called? Do you know the deformed characters you described? Do you know what that's all about? It's this.
Go on, you explain.
Well, it's a Japanese thing called Chibi. Which is basically it's a Japanese slang word for something short. So it's where they basically shorten up and kidify, cute up, if you like, make cuter some existing thing. Which basically all the Funko Pops are. You know, the Funko Pop toys.
I mean, it does say here it's like chibi, like characters and monsters. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, looking at the video here, it looks really good for a mobile game. The graphics are insane. It actually looks really good. You could put this out on PlayStation. I don't know why they're not, because I think people would still go and buy it. Yeah, it looks great.
Well, they might do it as like they might package it in like, I imagine they'll do at some point like a Final Fantasy 15 Super Mega Edition, which has got all of everything in it. So it might come in there as like an extra or something like that.
Yeah. So it says
cool,
says here. Here's the thing, and you know what mobile games are like. So it says the adventure is divided up into 10 episodic chapters, all of which will be available on launch day. But it carries on to say
but they're all $8.99.
Well, it says players will be able to download and play the first of these chapters for free, but each subsequent one will need to be purchased with real money. So
money.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's the flaw. But why not just bring it all out, pay once, and then have the whole game? I don't get it. But never mind.
I reckon they will do there'll be like a season pass for it. They usually do like a season pass, don't they?
Can you explain to me what season passes are, Dave? Because I don't fucking know.
What? So it's the same thing they did for all the Telltale games, you know, the Walking Dead, Batman, all that stuff,
right.
And the Borderlands, Tales of the Borderlands. So it's exactly the same model as the Telltale model, basically what you just described. So the first one's free or for cheap, then the next 4 or 5 are all like 10 quid each or whatever. So by the time you paid for them all, then you paid for the full box price game, basically. Or you can pay 40 quid up front and you get everything as soon as it comes out, inclusive in that price. So it's kind of like buying a season pass for like, you know, a console game, which means you get all the DLC. It just means you get the complete package. And they released, you remember that recent Hitman game that came out on the PS4 and stuff?
Yeah.
That was the first AAA game which came out with that same business model. So basically, it was exactly the same thing. You got one level for free. The next level you had to pay for. Then you bought all the subsequent levels. And then what they've done is they've gone back in to those levels, and then they put new missions and stuff within them, like new assassination targets and shit like that. So basically, you could buy a season pass, which I think I bought in a sale on the PlayStation for like 20 quid or something like that in a reduced sale, and then you get all of the content. So it's basically just a way of, if you want to buy it a little bit at a time, you could buy like one chapter a month for like a tenner a month, and it would cost you more in the long run, or you can drop a wad immediately up front, and then you get the whole shebang. The whole shaboodle.
Oh goodness, yeah. Do you know what? That's still confusing to me, Dave. Like, you say you could just pay more and have the whole thing, but I'm guessing you can't do that straight away, or can you? Because then you might as well you're just buying the game.
Yeah, but what's unusual about the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket is that they're releasing all the chapters at the same time. Right. So with Hitman and stuff like that, they would actually release one chapter, one part, like every couple of months. So it
wouldn't be ready, but you could pay for the whole thing up front and then just get it when it's there.
And you would save. You would save money if you were planning to buy the whole thing anyway. It works out to be like 20% cheaper than if you bought all the parts individually. Right. So it's just like you're committing up front, like this amount of money because I know that it's going to be good or whatever, you know. It's unusual, but I hope it. I'm not sure what I really think about it. It's just different. It's a new approach, so we'll have to see if it ends up being a rip-off or not, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you get it cheaper and you pay for the whole thing, but you have to wait, yeah, fair enough, it's cheaper. But I'm just too old for this nonsense. Just give me a goddamn game that I can play and I don't have to fucking wait for. This is what the next generation of consoles should be as well. It shouldn't be that every time you buy a game you have to update the damn thing, wait for fucking hours to play it, and still not be able to play it when you get to it because it needs to update again. That would just be annoying. So,
do you know what console that is you just described, Rob?
Was it a PlayStation 4 by any chance?
No, the Nintendo Switch.
Is it really that bad?
No, what I said, no, the Switch is what you just said, like the new console that you're waiting for.
Yeah.
Because you put the cartridge in, there's no loading time, and then, yes, there may be a small patch on day one, but I've never had to wait more than like a minute or two for it to download anything that needs to be done. And
Bloody
generally,
hell.
the box games are actually done. Like Mario Odyssey, I'm 99% sure there was no update for that. Like, the whole thing was just on the cartridge, bang it in, ready to go. Literally, put it in and you're playing it, like, within 2 minutes. Like, I think that's the beauty of the cartridge.
Yeah, I really, really want one. Trouble is I'm saving up to move out somewhere. But
yeah, I know. Man.
I have that money.
That's important.
I have that money in my bank account. I have the money there. And, if it takes me forever to move out, then I will buy one of these months before, So as long as I've got the money for all the things I need first, it's so tempting. Yeah. Gaming is an addiction. It's an addiction, but a good one. It's a harmless
You got to make sure you... Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. All it costs is money and time. It doesn't cost health. Well, unless you forget to start going outside and you just sit inside all the time.
Oh dear.
But no, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. Talking about old school games and cartridges a minute as well. I bought. Have you ever heard of datadiscs.com?
Yes, I have.
It's like. Yeah, in fact, I think you have one of these, right? Which one do you have?
I don't, and I really, really want them, but I haven't got a record player. So,
well, I basically they've just released Streets of Rage 3, the soundtrack, on vinyl, and I pre-ordered it, and Red Hot Sonic, Ben Hazel also did. He showed me it. He's like, oh man, because he's recently bought a record player. And he's like, I didn't know they did this. He bought the record player because he bought Sonic Mania soundtrack. Yeah. And since then, he's been on a tip on there looking at all sorts of shit. So I pre-ordered it. It's like an orange vinyl. It's like 2 discs, I think, with the Streets of Rage 3 soundtrack. But yeah, these guys, if you've not heard of them before, it's
yes, I have.
discs.com.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean for our listeners.
Oh yes, sorry, I forgot you were there.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. They put out like classic and new game soundtracks on vinyl. And you could get Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. You could get Gunstar Heroes, Revenge of Shinobi. I think a whole bunch of different stuff.
Originally, they were only doing a limited amount, weren't they? And they weren't going back to do more. But then I think they decided eventually that they were going to re-release some of the older ones. So
that's right. You can still get what they've done. Well, what they've done is they do a super limited version, a limited version, and a normal version. So, like the Streets of Rage, the super limited version was like an orange vinyl with grey smoke on it, and then the limited version, which is the one I've got, which was slightly cheaper, and also they had sold out with the other one, is just an orange vinyl, and then the normal version is just on black vinyl. But it's got the same music on. And the cool part is the original composer of the music for all the games has been involved in the remastering process. So they've got all of the original data files off of him, and then he's been involved in helping them to tart them up, basically, so they sound really nice on a record. I cannot wait to get it. Like, it's going to be good, man. It's only like 25 quid or something.
Do you know what? It's almost worth me going out and getting a record player, because I desperately would want to listen to the original Streets of Rage soundtrack on vinyl.
Yeah, me too,
because
man.
I fucking love that soundtrack. That soundtrack is amazing. Just from the opening credits as well, it's amazing. I desperately want to make a song that sounds like that. I have been trying, and if you guys out there want to have a sneak peek at some of the music I've been doing, you want to go and watch 3 Men in a Podcast, or listen to 3 Men in a Podcast.
Oh yes,
because the show that's coming up very, very soon, probably the middle of February, perhaps, I think, somewhere around there, has a tune on that I've tried to be gamey with. So yeah,
sweet.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, keep an eye and an ear out. And the other cool part about these discs as well is that it comes with the original game art on the cover, like on the actual record, on the the front cover of the record. So you can put that in your album frame and you get the original artwork, which for Streets of Rage and Shinobi and stuff is fucking awesome. Like the actual artwork, the cover of the box.
Yeah. Well,
so
I
cool,
have
like those
I have a couch cushion with Streets of Rage on it. Like the front cover of Streets of Rage is awesome. However, I do let my son sit on it when he's in his high chair. So he's not, so he can actually reach his little tray. So it does go to good use. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, he's sitting on a picture of a man kicking a man with an Uzi in the face, while a woman kicks a man in a hockey mask in the face, and everything's on fire.
Yep, get them started early. That's video games, people.
But yeah, if you're interested, they got Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. They got Shenmue, Outrun, Golden Axe 1 and 2, loads of stuff. Sonic Mania, Metal Slug, Altered Beast, loads and loads. Go and check them out, basically.
Yeah, man. Oh, cool. So
free advert.
yeah. Well, we're not charging money for this show, so who cares? So what have you got for us news-wise then, Dave?
Well, I was just going to say, I actually put some money. I put my money where my mouth was earlier, and I've pre-ordered Shadow of the Colossus, the remake for the PS4.
Is that not
comes
out now?
next week?
Oh, I thought it was already out.
Yeah, the reviews are in, but it's 8th of February, I think, or the 7th of February. Let me just check.
Okay.
But basically...
Yeah, go on.
It looks fucking badass. Like, it's they've remade the whole game from the ground up, like literally remade it.
Yes.
They haven't just tarted up the PS2 game. They've like made it, and they've made it so it works on a PS4, like so that it's more relevant, more current. But it is the exact same game, and like all the reviews I'm reading are like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, like ridiculously high ratings. And the cool part is that on Amazon at the moment it was 24 quid to pre-order it as well.
Yeah.
So it's. And also, if you've got Prime, they give you a discount if you pre-order a game, so it's only 22 quid for me to pre-order it.
Wow.
Which is fucking cool, man. And like, I cannot wait now. I never played the original on the PS2. Did you ever play it?
No, I didn't. I kept looking because they brought out an HD remaster on the PS3 with Eco on it as well, or Ico or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, man. That was the first one.
Yeah. But people, if you want to see it before it comes out, people like Jacksepticeye and that they're all playing it at the moment, reviewing it and whatever you. So go check it out. You can see how beautiful it is for yourself. I was watching a little bit this morning, so yeah, it does look great.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. It looks incredible. Like,
yeah,
especially for a PS2 remake, it's nuts.
Yeah,
and we mentioned on the last episode as well about Monster Hunter World, which is out now.
Yes, it is. It has come out.
I said I was maybe going to buy that, and I didn't. I haven't yet, mainly because I'm playing The Witcher 3, and it's absorbing me at the moment. But
yeah, it
does look good. Like it's had good reviews, Monster Hunter, and it's I don't know. I remember I had one of them on the 3DS for a little while, which was quite a long time ago. I think I may have had one on the Wii as well at one point or another. But every time I buy these games, I'm like, this looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. Then you start playing it, and you realise it's. The traditional model for these Monster Hunter games is basically get timed quests. So it's like, go out and find this monster in the world. You have X amount of time to find it before it runs away or whatever. You go out, you fight the monster. You have to use the right gear, otherwise it fucks you up. You have to have like the right kind of shield, the right kind of weapon or whatever. You can switch between weapons. And then you get shit. It drops stuff like materials for you to craft. And then you can make more armor, more weapons. And you can use them to fight bigger monsters. And as far as I can understand it, Monster Hunter World is basically the exact same kind of gameplay loop as those games, but on a much bigger, grander scale. If you're going into it looking for an open world type game, you're not really going to get it. I think there is an open world to an extent, but it's much more about like doing these kind of tight, focused missions that are kind of timed.
I think that would
get this now.
Yeah, I think that would probably. Well, no, fair enough. I mean, you were obviously looking for a certain type of game there. But I think that would keep me grounded with it, really, because if I get too much of an open world, I tend to just run off and not play the game and just do what I want. So, I think that would keep me grounded. But I think it would still be worth a play just to see exactly what it is. Do they still
Are you
do
one
demos?
Of these kind of people? Maybe for some games they do.
Yeah.
But are you one of these type of guys that if you play like Fallout or Skyrim or something, as soon as you get out of the first town and there's a marker on the map, do you go the opposite way?
I don't necessarily go the opposite way. I think I just get stuck, like looking at something. Oh, what's this? And or if I try and play Skyrim, I'm just like, well, this is a big map. Let me see how far I can walk, being completely underpowered, and just see how far I can get before I die.
My old housemate, little Alex, when I went to uni, we were at uni when Fallout 3 came out, and in our house we had 2 or 3 Xboxes. I think somebody bought another one while it came out because everyone loved this game. And there was like 8 of us, and we were like queuing up to play it in turns. We almost had a rota at one point. It was like John can play it till 6 o'clock, then Sam's taken over. Like we loved it that much. But little Alex, everyone else went and did the missions in the order and went through the story. Little Alex was like, no, fuck that. As soon as he got out of the place, he went off. He didn't do the first mission of the game that you had to do, the first optional, walkthrough one. I don't think he ever did it. He just went round just exploring, finding shit. He was going like, oh, have you found this place, like up here? Have you been here? And nobody else had been anywhere near it because it wasn't kind of on the route of the story. And so he was finding shit. He played a totally different game to any of the rest of us, even though it was the same game on the same console. Crazy.
Well, I must say, the sort of handful of times that I've met that lovely person, he does strike me as somebody that kind of does his own thing and would probably do just that. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
I think he liked it because it was a walking simulator, but he could hit things with the sword. Do you know what I mean? Like he could shoot stuff. It was like he was going for a walk in the woods, except he was allowed to shoot things.
Oh, geez, yeah. Fair enough. So let me just have another quick look here. We've talked about a lot of stuff that's kind of just plateaued over the last couple of weeks. We're too efficient with this new stuff, Dave. It's all the same thing now. So I'll just have a look on the Switch. I can't really see that there's much more coming out for that at the moment. Can you?
No, but I've just had an idea of something we could do instead if we've run out of news for a minute.
Okay.
Well, why don't we both play a little game? Like, name me your favourite game from the Sega Megadrive.
Oh my goodness! Oh, you've done it now, haven't you? Jeez.
I fucking dropped that one. I needed on it. Well, what are the contenders? What's the shortlist?
Okay, and do you know what? A lot of people are probably going to be like, "Really, those games?" But you have to remember, I was quite young. So, first up, these are the top 2 in no particular order. They're right at the top. Micro Machines World Tour, or Micro Machines 96, I think it was.
Oh,
and actually, probably, oh god, no. I got a whole list. Super Hang On, Streets of Rage, Shinobi. Those ones. What about you?
What about Road Rash?
Rash.
What about Road Rash?
I had Road Rash 2. That
Road
was
Rash
amazing.
2 was the shit, man.
Yeah,
that was the best one. Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
And I loved. Did you ever play Desert Strike and Jungle Strike?
Oh god,
Strike,
yeah, I did. I think I might have. I might have had
man.
Soviet Strike. I can't remember. It was Jungle Strike or Soviet Strike.
Latest one.
Was it?
Soviet Strike may have even come out on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
right. That was later.
Okay, so it must have been
Strike was the last one on the Mega Drive.
Or maybe it was that one. It was one of those. Definitely played one of those. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
In the one that you played, could you get out of the helicopter? Like, were there parts where you were on foot or like whatever?
Oh god, do you know what? I don't remember. Don't honestly remember. So
the thing I loved about those games though was a bit like what we were just talking about with Fallout. I just loved blowing the fuck out of everything on the map because you could like blow up all the buildings, blow up all the trees, like set fire. And there was some like levels that were set in like Washington and stuff.
Yeah,
and you could like blow up like the White House or like blow up all the monuments and shit. And there's like secret stuff underneath. There was always like weapons crates or something underneath that you could get.
Yeah,
and, you could transition to different helicopters and things. I loved those games, man. They were really good. They need to make a new version of that. Like, I'd be up for it.
Well, I mean, when was the last one they brought out? I think it might have even been the PlayStation, like you said. They don't really do helicopter games anymore, do they?
No, they don't so much. Not like that anyway, where it's sort of like that top-down perspective, like weird isometric perspective.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look and see when Soviet Strike came out, because I think that was on the PlayStation.
I think you might be right, actually. Yeah.
Well,
man. While you're doing that, I think we're going to slot in World Records of the Week. So this, again, is from my book of the bygone year of video game records. So let's have a look. Well, this is kind of video game, I suppose. We'll do a couple here. So this is the record for most functional gadgets in a cosplay suit. So, yeah, strange. Let's see. The most functional gadgets in a cosplay suit is 23 in a Batman suit created by Julian Checkley from the UK. Yeah, so designed in Galway, Ireland in 2015. Okay, so nobody's beat him since then. So check this out, though. Examples include a fireball launcher, a tracking device.
Yeah, Batman had one of those. What the fuck?
Yeah. Smoke bombs and Batman's signature grapple gun. Fucking hell. So this guy's just wandering around, like Comic-Con or something. Yeah, check out my fireball launcher.
Yeah,
Psycho.
Batman's fucking world-renowned fireball launcher. That's just him going like, I've made a fireball launcher. I'm just going to stick this in as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'm not huge on Batman and stuff like that. So, but I have never seen him with a fireball launcher, so I'm not going to claim to have. Right, we'll do one more as a treat. While Dave's still looking for whatever he's looking for.
No, I found it.
Oh, okay. Well,
still. Go ahead, Dave.
The world's largest Game Boy. So this one looks pretty insane if it's actually what's in the picture. So this is a chap from Belgium. The largest Game Boy is 1.01 meters tall and 0.26 meters wide. And 0.2 meters deep. Well, 3D world. And was created by, oh goodness, I don't want to butcher his name, but it looks like Ilhan Unal from Belgium. Yeah, does it actually work? Yes, the Game Boy is fully functional and can play directly from the original Game Boy cartridges. That's insane. This is a huge thing.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's like
imagine
the screens,
pressing the buttons on it.
Yeah, they're pretty big, kind of the size of your hand.
Yeah, like you'd have to punch like the directional buttons to like make it.
Oh dear. Well, let me see if there's any more.
Do you reckon the original biggest one was 1 meter tall? Because he's made it 1.01 meters.
It is
tall,
very
right?
specific, isn't it? But I mean,
it's like, I'm going 1 centimeter bigger than the previous record.
But I mean, looking at it. Obviously I can't take it apart and dissect the thing, but looking at it, it's not just like somebody's put a little Game Boy inside a big Game Boy and, like magnified the screen or something. It is actually a big, proper, full working screen. It just, you put the cartridge inside somewhere. Yes, that looks weird. I'd love to know how that works. So anyway, Dave, what was it you were looking for?
Oh, yeah, so Soviet Strike, it was on the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn. And I believe that it was the final Strike game. So that may well have been the one that you played, man. I don't think I actually played that one. I think I was out by then. I think it was Jungle Strike, Urban Strike. They were the two, and Desert Strike, the original one that I played.
Yeah,
most.
I think you might be right. I think I probably had one of those on the Megadrive, but I think I may well have rented Soviet Strike. I seem to remember having it over a weekend.
Oh yeah,
because there was a great shop up the road from me that had tons of games. Yeah, so that was fun. That was my weekend.
Which I know what you mean. What was it called? It's Abbey Manor, wasn't it? What was it called?
Yeah. I can't remember what the thing was called. The shop that it was inside was called One Stop or something. It's very Jay and Silent Bob, which I used to hang around outside on my skateboard. I can't remember what the video store was called, but it had a pretty cool name, I think. I can't remember. So, yes.
Well, I always used to go to Video Magic and Rainbow Video. They were the two that I went to.
Oh, God, I don't remember them. Well, I mean, those of you out there, did you used to rent games as well? Because really, I think until I was probably in secondary school, so 12 or 13. I never saw anywhere to rent games ever. But as far as I can tell, they've been doing it in America since the 80s. So
yeah.
I don't know if anybody can correct us on that from the UK. That would be nice to know.
I used to rent games. I used to rent games for my Megadrive. I definitely used to get them. We used to go to the video shop, and I'd like beg my parents to let me rent out like Echo the Dolphin or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well,
but I remember because I never had. You know, I said before I never had Sonic 3.
Yeah.
I remember that I went for a period of every time we go to the video shop, I'd make them get me Sonic 3. So I probably spent more money on renting it than I would have done if I could have found one to buy.
Damn. Well, hey, it was cheaper for them, I suppose, at the time in the moment. So they weren't complaining, obviously. But, you know, I was lucky. I had friends that kind of lived real close, and there was a lot of us too. So we'd all used to just swap our games all the time. But one that I always used to try and borrow off my friend was actually my friend's older brother's, was True Lies on the Mega Drive.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. That was good.
It is a cool game. Like, it controlled really well and all of this. And, you know, it was true to the story. I never got massively far because it was really hard. But it was just one of the coolest games, and I think you got to play it to appreciate it.
That's a really good obscure pick, man. Like, do you remember the Terminator game as well?
Yeah.
On the Mega Drive. That was really fucking good as well. That was a good laugh.
Yeah, I didn't own that until I bought. Yeah, I didn't own that until I bought a Mega Drive when I was older. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, and the Jurassic Park game was quite good as well. If I remember, if we're talking movie tie-ins, movie licenses, I remember that was quite fun on the Mega Drive. It's a bit like Pitfall, if I remember rightly, but with dinosaurs in it.
Yeah. Well, what about then? If we're talking about movie tie-ins, RoboCop versus the Terminator. Do you ever play that?
Oh, yeah, that was fucking good, man. That was really good.
I thought it was really good. I've heard some shit reviews recently, but everybody thinks everything from the past is shit, so, you know.
Yeah. You can take the piss out of everything if you want to. You can find something to pull at.
Yeah. My memories of that are good, so I'll stick with that.
Yeah, man. There's too many Mega Drive games to talk about. I'm sure we'll come back to this another time.
Well,
but I absolutely love Streets of Rage as well. Streets of Rage 1, 2 and 3, just like 3 of the best games ever in my opinion, and they really should make a new one or bring it back or something.
Oh,
like, exactly
they tried.
The same, 2D
they tried.
side on, like.
Yeah, they remade the first one though, didn't they? They did like an HD version. There was a bit like the Street Fighter HD remix or whatever it was. Do you remember that?
No, but I did play on the 3DS. They released stereoscopic 3D versions of all of the Streets of Rage games.
Ooh.
So it's like the original. That was the original one, but tarted up a little bit, slightly HD, and you could put the slider up and play the whole thing in this fucking trippy 3D mode. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, because of the way Streets of Rage works, it's all on like planes, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
all on. You can walk back into the screen and forward. So like, if the enemies were further forward in the screen, they were like popping right out at you and stuff.
Oh, weird.
And actually, they were really good, actually. I forgot about that, but they were worth getting. Hold on, if you can find them, if you got 3DS.
Blimey, that does sound weird. I think that would probably hurt my eyes, knowing me. I got good.
I did play a lot of it with the slider.
Yeah, well,
down.
I mean, I got like perfectly good 20/20 vision, but things like that just fuck me up, and I worry that it might affect my eyes sooner than my age will. If you see what I mean. So my eyes will get ruined before I get too old to see properly.
Old before your time.
Well, I mean, I got a lot of grey hair, so you know there is that. Yeah, I've got tons.
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, tons of grey hair. Fucking hell, you'll notice next time you see me.
I never noticed, man. Yeah, well, I'll keep an eye out. I have as well. I'll be honest. I got a few coming through, and it's when you notice them, it's a bit like, ooh, time is creeping on.
Speaking of which, I think time has crept on quite well this episode. We're kind of out of things to talk about. I think this week there's not been a lot of news, has there?
Well, I think we've reached a natural conclusion, and I think we're about right as well. Like, so I think it's all worked out pretty sweet.
Yes, I take back what I said. We never made a mistake and ran out of anything. It all happened on purpose.
It's beautiful. It's professionalism, Rob. It's professionalism.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. So on that note, please carry on and rewatch some of the old episodes, rewatch some of the Super Sunday specials, although there are only one at the moment.
Yeah, well, there'll be many more.
There certainly will. And
tell your friends.
Yeah, get on
shit.
there, subscribe, like us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and whore ourselves out to you.
Wham bam,
yeah,
thank you, man.
very much. So yes, thank you very much for listening, and we will say goodbye.
Bye, thank you.
Continue.